The question of today is what are they teaching you? What are they teaching you? What are you learning? And what is the end result of what you're learning? What are they teaching you? Why are they teaching you? And what is the end result? What are they expecting from you at the end of the day? Just like education system, which has its own roots, and it is clear to the one who made it on where it is going to take the learner. The people who are writing this education, they know where they're taking. They know who you become at the end of the day. You become an educated person. An educated, useless person. You see, we wear this because to be seen educated. Yeah. What are these people teaching us in the internet, in school, in churches, in our cultures? What are they teaching us, and what do they want us to be? Who is speaking the truth? You see, every other person right now as I speak, kila mtu anataka ukweli yake julikane. Everybody want to come with their own philosophy, and they want their truth to be taken very serious. What are they teaching us? They tell us when you study, get a good job, well-paying job, yeah, you're okay, that life is going to be good on you. Yeah, they tell us if you believe in God, everything is okay with you. And they tell us, don't ask questions about God. When you ask, where is God? Somebody tell you, God is in heaven. Where is heaven? Or when you start questioning like that, you are against you. God is going to curse you. You are an antichrist. Only antichrist ask such kind of question. Yeah. When you ask your mama, why are you so harsh at me? You don't want me to do this and this. She tells you that is against. It's a sign of indiscipline, and it's also a sign of disobedience. Father tells you this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good. Now they're teaching us on the best way to go. Right now as I speak, so many people are, especially this generation, they don't know what they're supposed to do. You see, that's why wanaingililia kwa pombe, yeah, kwa bar, they're drinking, and most media may come, and what they're talking about is how you can get a good wife, and if a wife is not good in bed, damn her. If a man cannot give you money, get rid of that idiot from your life. That's what they're discussing the social media. Yeah. If a man is found with another woman, kill this person. This person is going to give you a headache. Yeah. What are they teaching us? Feminists, what are the feminists teaching the people? What is this thing that the government want you to know, and what does the government doesn't want you to know? You see, for example, these problems that we see currently about government haishughulikii wananchi, and this division, tribalism is mostly encouraged in Africa. Let me say in Kenya. Yeah, when you read upon the history, and that's why I like Patrick Lumumba. Patrick Lumumba, where are you? Please join me in this channel. Let us speak the truth together. You know, Patrick Lumumba tells people, read upon your history. Read upon your history. Know where things started. So right now, those who came before us know where the roots, knows everything about stress, where stress came, where economy got lost, deteriorated, where manners was dumped, and currently now where we are only complaining. My youth wanakufa stress. Mzazi mkongwe anakuangalia tu. And even in the government, you see, kuingia kwa gava, there's a lot of things hidden there, which when you get there with your vision, you have to drop your vision and carry the vision of the people and the government. If you talk like this, the government will look at you na wakunyime mandate fulani. Yeah, and you will be working, you think you are a leader, we see you as a powerful person, but when you get there you are quiet because nobody recognizes you, because uliongea kitu fulani which was violating the government. You see, now when you look, for example in Kenya, the first system 7423 was teaching people to love their country, was teaching people on how they can be creative, create things. You see, they were very creative. They knew how to do everything, you see, by their own bare hands. There were no industries, there were no companies, there were no online. Now when 844 came, they were looking for employees who are going now to work for the first system. And now all since 1985 mpaka sahi, that is how many years? As 15 plus 23, that's about 35 years. So this 844 system may last for about 35 years. This is 2023. This 2024. So around plus 5, that's about 29. No, let's just say approximately 40 years. Yeah. So it has lasted about 40 years. And the people who have been produced from this system are all workers. So we are complaining. Imagine the system taught us to complain. You see, because initially there were jobs. When you study, graduate, and there were no, I don't know if there were like, this is A. Now when you top, you are, celebrated, you are most important. Yeah. But I think people who graduated from 844, they were all important in a certain company, because when you get there, there's technical training, there's what training, there's this and that. There was job. And now when now there's no companies. Now there's evolution of these things, evolution of farming system, evolution of industries, evolution of technology, evolution of our minds, evolution of education. Now because of this evolution, things keep going on changing. There's no work. There's no jobs. You see, your skill will remain with you until you are at 50s, for other people to retire, for you to get a job. You understand? So it has been there, it is there. Nobody told you the aim, the aim, the end result of this system. Nobody told you. And right now, as I speak, there's a system that is going on. It's a CBC. Now CBC, it is 7. See, is it 26333? 26333. Yeah. So that's another system. Who told you the roots, the source of this system and where it is leading us? The problem is we don't recognize that, oh my God, we are Africans, and we need to solve our problems as Africans. You see, it's like you solve your domestic violences from what you see on the TV. You start a business because you had somebody saying. You see, so that is how it is. We are just following. Mtu ameleta kitu fulani, oh wow, it's nice, we support it. We don't know what is the end result of this and that. We don't know, and that's why, trust me, we are going to bury more people. More people are going to be buried. People have lost sense. You see, now because of stress, the only way to take away stress is to drink. Changa. The only way to take away stress is to quarrel with another person. The only way to settle your emotions and your personal discomfort is to destroy maybe you beat your wife, your children, or sell house items. Yeah, that's the best way. Because why? The education told us that the education promised us heaven. But when we finished, there was no heaven. The teachers were trained very well to teach and to cheat at the same time. They cheat you. Oh, then things will be okay. Life will be easy. Once you study, you will sleep. You have enough plenty time to relax. Well, after high school, you even wake up at 4. Yeah, you sleep at 12. You see, 12 midnight, and you wake up at 4 a.m. Yeah, and after working all this, you go to church and give tithe. You say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. But your family is crying. Your children are crying. But you go to church and say, when you give, the more you receive. You have been giving for 25 years. And the only thing is the promotion from 1,000 to 1,100. That's the highest promotion you have got because of the tithe you are giving. Yeah? And now you are still trusting God. God, please, God, please. I need this, I need that. You've been wired to be like that. So, is there a possibility that you can change the paradigm? Is there a possibility that you can change the mantra? Is there a possibility that you can change your direction again? Yeah? The way government treats you, the way the church, the religious beliefs treats you, the way culture treats you, the way education treats you. Is there another panya route? Is there another route that we can take to get ourselves healed? You see? So it is a question that we should ask ourselves and keep on seeking, keep on finding a way to get out, or remain where you are and complain. You know, this thing about complaining pisses me off all the time, because we know that the only way we can get better is coming together. We know it. We know the truth. The only way is to come together and work. We know it. But do you know who started this thing? This ethnical conflict. Who started it? Our leaders. Jomo Kenyatta alianzisha. Uko Kapenguria 6, hao ndio watu walianzisha. Wakati waliingia kwa uongozi. They never told people, now let us work for the country. Let us unite. Let us have one language. Hata mungesema basi tukue na Kikuyu as a national language. Ili hata mungesema. Hata mungesema tukue tu na Kijaluo as a national language. But then if leaders could have speared a certain language ahead, they could have focused on one thing, then Kenya could have united. We could not be talking about this is a Kalenjin, or this is a Luya, this is a Kisi, this is a Kale, a Luo, this is a Nyeri person, this is somebody. We should not be talking about that. If today you go outside Kenya and you ask which is your language in Kenya, you say Kiswahili. Oh, Kizungu, Kiswahili, Kizungu. Well, Sheng, which is our language? Which one is our language? We don't know. We don't know the roots. But now, because they said they will not unite you, for them to keep on ruling. And it will always be there. If you want to be there, this is who you must become. You see, you must divide, then rule. So, they can even play a game. They can even play drama. Then, wanakosana na raisi, wanakosana na vice president, so that you people, you will see this, huu ni mbaya, huu ni mzuri. Obviously, mwenye anatoka ndiye anakuanga mbaya, so that you can penda huyu mwenye ako hapa, mpe kura. The game is played. Who is being played? You are the one who is being played. What is remaining in you is only complaining. Oh, why? Why this? Why that? Why this? Why that? And they will be watching at you. Now, from this angle, they are complaining. What am I supposed to do? There is always an advisor who tells you, no. When they complain, you need to take this route. When Raila comes with the mandamano, you should just handle him like this. Because we know him, we know who he is, and we know how far he can go. You see? Now, who is suffering? The one who is suffering is you as a citizen. Do you know the impact of you pointing fingers every time? Do you know the impact of you complaining every time? Do you know the impact of you protesting every time? Do you know the impact? You will shift your mind all to things which are outside you. And the people who are inside themselves, like Chinese, the US, the Indian, they will come and invest in Kenya. So when they invest, the government will tell you, we have investors from Uganda, investors from India. Now they are coming to invest in Kenya, which is going to create an employment. You see? Now, that is it. You get employed. 2 people get employed. Those companies, when they collapse, they leave so many people in agony. Yeah? So we don't think like that. We are only told the best way you can fight for your rights is to protest. The only way you can fight for your freedom is to protest. Sometimes, some only foolish who remains on one way. But the wise shift their way to look from another angle on how best we can solve our own problems. So first of all, before you start changing things outside you, the first thing you need to change yourself. How do you change yourself? You know, sometimes when you talk about change, you are like, okay, so what about this change? What am I supposed to do to change myself? It's a very complicated question because you are not taught about change. So when you hear about change, you are like, what about that? That is ni vitu tu za watu wanaongea change, kwani sija change, you see? Because of kuna ka ego fulani. There's an ego in us which tells us hata mimi ninajua, unaniambia nini? Unaelewa? So because of that ego, okay, do your thing, I do mine. Do your thing, I do mine. You are a content creator. I'm a content creator. Come together. I'm a speaker. You are a speaker. Let's speak together. No, you cannot find such kind of organizations in Kenya. But you can find an organization that is giving laughter business. Laughter. Want to laugh? Come. You have an organization in Kenya that is talking about sex. Now they are talking about sex. Wow, wamejitenga and they are talking about sex. Yeah, and they are blend now. And they have opened this social media platforms. TikTok, they are all over. Pastors are there talking about, matiti kilala, this is how it is. Yeah, church is becoming now a business. Now a business. You see, now it is becoming normal. If you want to open a church, now kuna ule anaitwanga baba. Yule pastor mkubwa, si ndio? The pastor comes and tells you the only way you can do this and that. You have to have this, and this. You need to know how to convince people. You need to know how to lie to people. You need to know how to cause miracles. Yeah. And if this one messes like this is what. Now, you don't know where you found these things from, but you have to hold on them because you have seen your pastor is very spiritual and is the one who is anointing. Now you hold on his altars and you walk with them. You start destroying other people's vision without your consent, and you become rich. You have money, and you look at the ones who don't have money, and you are not working hard. You are very stupid. Look at yourself. Where did you come from? Where did you get this education? To lie to people. You understand? So, you need to wake up and understand yourself. This is the areas you need to understand yourself. Number one, you need to know where you come from. Where do you come from? I come from this, and this. Okay. What is the weaknesses that where I am coming from have? Like, your origin is this. Do they have any cultures, any traditions which might have passed on to me through the genetics? Okay, now when you come to yourself, you realize, do I have such kind of similarities? You see, your father fights your mama, your mamako, anapigwa na babako. You see those things. When you find yourself beating your wife, what does it tell you? There's something you copied from some other people. So look at where you come from and then look at yourself. Do you have some copies of what the culture has? When you know that you have those things, now look at where you're going. Maybe your vision, your goals, your nini. Ask yourself a question. Will these things that I have, will they hinder me from achieving what I want? You understand? Where you come from, who you are, and where you're going. 3 dimension. Now, when you know where you are going, look at yourself. Look at the characters you have. Look at the weaknesses that you have. Look at the strengths that you have. Look at the behavior, the norms, the habits that you have carried all the way from the culture. Ask yourself, will these habits enable me achieve what I want? Understand? So when you realize these habits, these norms, the routines that you have been raised by, if you realize they're not necessary, now here is what you do. One by one, start recognizing and understanding them every impact they have. And now start working on a new habit every single morning, every single evening. Start working on your new habit. Who do you want to be? A person who is jovial, a person who is outgoing. Start developing a different personal reality. It's called personality. So start working on one by one behaviors, the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you relate with people, the time you take on planning yourself, you see, following your plans, and how do you solve conflicts, and such kind of things. Now, one by one, you will see a change. It will not be a sudden change. It will be a slow by slow change. That is when you understand the roots. When you understand the roots. Therefore, during your growth, be careful about things you meet on the way, because they might also come and stop you from growing. Because when they come, they seem to be true, but they are there to distract your change, your progress, your growth. Understanding? The kind of education that is coming from the Western, from Eastern, from China, from South Africa, from any other people, online and even in school. Be conscious about the kind of education that you are studying, because the kind of education you study might hinder you from going. So with that understanding, it is very good for you to start cultivating on yourself, growing yourself, and writing a different story in your life. Catch up with the information like this next time. Thank you so much for watching. I treasure you. I appreciate you for always being there for me and for taking your time to listen from me. It is a great pleasure. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.